Have you ever noticed how on Saturday games and Thursday games and stuff like that and games like that, teams don't play like you would expect them to? I really am starting to dislike the Saturday and Thursday games because teams come out and seem to play poorly in comparison to how they would play on a Sunday or Monday, and I'm not exactly sure why that happens. It's probably just, the shorter week, but especially the Thursday games. And I think that was evident on Saturday night with Dallas beating Carolina by a touchdown. I think they're better than that. Maybe not in recent weeks, but I think they're better than that on a whole. You saw Romo struggle a little bit. You saw, just some difficulties putting up points on their part. They were able to move the ball, but only got 20 points. Carolina was able to do a bit of damage on that defense. Again, they didn't get too many points either, but they broke off some longer plays. They had a couple of big plays downfield and stuff like that. And, I just don't know. I just wonder if it's making inferior football by putting these games on Thursday night and stuff. But in any case, Dallas did win, so it's rather pointless. Big game for Marion Barber, and he's just a real fun guy to watch. I was watching the game with my dad, and they were showing the highlight of that play against New England where he broke 7 tackles, ran backwards into the end zone, and ended up gaining a couple yards, and he was just like, "You're kidding me," because he missed that one the first time around, and it shows what a special player he is, and it's that kind of determination and competitiveness that more players in this league need, especially like Julius Jones, who's just doing nothing with his talent, and I pity the team who gives him too much money in free agency. T.O. got hurt. I'm glad he did get to catch a touchdown and make some plays before he got hurt, but that's not the concern right now, and it's not even a sure thing that he's going to be back for the second round of the playoffs, and without T.O., this offense, it's just completely different. It's not the same, and it could get ugly. So hopefully he's going to be all right. Obviously, he's not going to play next week. Hopefully he'll be all right, and DeMarcus Ware is really coming along. That pressure from that Dallas defense, it really is something. I remember last year after Greg Ellis went down, nothing was happening, and now Ellis is having this amazing year. He might even be a Pro Bowl alternate, I think, so really goes to show. As for Carolina, I'm happy to see Steve Smith back on track because he's a special player who's just been trapped behind poor QBs all year. And if he has a decent game this Sunday against, I think, Tampa, he can pass 1,000 yards. And this is with players like David Carr and Matt Moore and Vinny Testaverde throwing to him, so that's kind of special. Beyond that, Matt Moore didn't show me much. D'Angelo Williams is looking nice. I've always kind of wondered if they're going to start using him a little more. Thomas Davis made some plays. But, Carolina is just a very odd team right now, very out of sorts. Indy 38, Houston 15. I always like to see Manning light things up because he is my second favorite player in the league, and obviously he did, as much as you could expect someone to. Adai got banged up and went out. Keith came in and filled in admirably, and, this 1-2 punch is going to be difficult to stop come postseason time, and you got these players coming off the bench that are contributing, like Dawson and Lawton, and you wonder if these guys are going to turn some heads in the postseason as well. Defensively, they got several turnovers, which is obviously important for them to be able to do. Just played a really good game all around to lock things up. Oh, wait, they already had things locked up, but to, make an impression of sorts. And Houston, maybe that'll quiet down a couple of the Rosenfeld supporters, but, they pumped all that money into Matt Schaub, and when healthy, he has looked good, so I believe in him. Darius Walker, the Notre Dame rookie, he played a little bit, actually quite a bit, and played reasonably well. I don't know if he's the future here, but he's better than whatever else they could throw out there, I think. It's amazing how big of a difference Andre Johnson really does make on this team, but it just goes to show you what a great receiver he is. Mario Williams making jaws drop left and right with the year he's having. Things are looking up in Houston, and I think they really are built for the future. And if the Colts ever start to go downhill a little bit, like in 3 or 4 years, watch out for the Texans, because their defensive front, you got Williams and Amobi Okoye and D'Amico Ryans. They're building something down there. Green Bay disappoints. I should have seen this coming in retrospect, but hindsight is 2020. I knew the weather would be bad. I knew Green Bay wasn't built for the bad weather anymore. And the odd thing was they were able to run the ball real well. Ryan Grant had 100 yards and broke off a long run. In general, they were able to run the ball well, but they couldn't pass it at all, and that's not Green Bay football, and makes you think that as whoever it is who's going to be playing Green Bay in the second round, if the weather's bad, does that even favor Green Bay anymore? Because they're the kind of team that likes to put out 5 wideouts and stuff like that. So I'm not overly concerned about this game. I think it was kind of flukish. I mean, when 3 punts are muffed in one game for a team, you kind of get the idea that things are just not going like they usually are. So I think as long as they can get that punting thing sorted out, and that's a 1 in a million occurrence, especially for the Packers, I don't think it's a big deal. And as for the Bears, I think things are actually starting to look up. I don't really believe in Kyle Orton being the future for this team. I don't think he's that good, but Adrian Peterson and Garrett Wolfe look like a potential tandem that could create some noise next year. And obviously, with Cedric Benson being a huge disappointment, a lot of people were thinking Chicago needs to look for a new running back. But with these 2 guys, you can think about finding a new quarterback, revamping the offensive line, bringing in a new receiver, or whatever. Because this team has a lot to think about right now. And, they did look like the Bears of old. They got pressure. They forced turnovers. They were just making plays. And haven't seen that Chicago team since last year in the playoffs and stuff, so nice little bit of a bounce back game for them, and obviously that's what they want to see right now.